I think a lot of success is learning how to fail and embracing it and trying to shield yourself from impacts, but not being belligerent about it. But I think without that, it's hard to succeed. I'm Chef Neal Fraser. I'm the owner, operator of Vibiana and Redbird in downtown Los Angeles. When I was in high school, I was a semi-professional cyclist, and the title of the article was Tour de France or Bust. You know, it was like Neal Fraser is a top cyclist, and at the end of the article it says, what would you rather do? I said, I'd rather own a restaurant. You know? And it was kind of like a pipe dream in high school. And I got my high school girlfriend pregnant. I wanted to learn a trade. I moved back home from San Francisco, and I grew up in Laurel Canyon. There was only one restaurant in Laurel Canyon. I knocked on the door and I said, can I have a job? And the chef's like, if you can start right now, I'll give you a job. And that was it. Like, it was just kind of like door open, door closed, another door open, and just kind of kept at it. And went to culinary school and fumbled into working for a lot of great chefs and just kind of kept at it.
Chef Neal Fraser.
Neal. Fried chicken sandwiches. Neal.
There's a lot of people, you know, who live a couple blocks away don't know we exist. You know, just because they drive in opposite direction. It's not like we have a big, giant sign out front. We're kind of hidden in plain sight. I think the issue with like downtown is like it kind of becomes like an island. Like people drive in their car, they go in the building, they go upstairs, they come back, and they drive to wherever. They're not like, you know, being part of the community, and that takes time. And people want it to be, you know, welcoming. You know, and that's what we want to do, is be welcoming to people who live downtown. There's kind of two different businesses. This is Vibiana, the other one's Redbird. This is the courtyard for Vibiana. Yeah, the first rectory was on the corner, and it was destroyed in the Long Beach earthquake, and this was the second rectory, which completed in 1932. And the cathedral was built in 1876. Next year it'll celebrate 150 years.
Oh my gosh. And so that marks it as the oldest structure in downtown LA?
Permitted building in the city of LA. Yeah, they spent like $16 million to basically make it so it was, you know, inhabitable. It was red tagged after the Northridge earthquake. When we came in, it was like basically this was done, this was grass. There was a big tree in the middle. We had portable bathrooms in the corner.
Oh my gosh.
There was no power. So the first party we did, we had trucks to blow air conditioning into the space.
What?
It cost like 10 grand. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And the kitchen we set up was in our dining room. Where you interviewed me just now, that's where we set up like a, you know, kitchen we rented.
That's wild.
You know, the first time I walked in the space was kind of like, how could you not try to
Oh my gosh.
do something? And people thought we would build the restaurant in here, which we didn't.
Yeah.
Not to say that wouldn't be a good idea. Yeah. To me, it's the most beautiful thing in the whole room. And the ceiling height.
Stunning.
I'm Laura Dern.
I'm Neal Fraser.
He's amazing. And we're very thrilled that he's here for Alex's Lemonade.
You know, cooking for the homeless was eye-opening. You know, that's the one thing I would say about LA. There might be a lot of people living in tents, but there's not a lot of people starving to death. And that part of the infrastructure of homeless outreach in LA is pretty vibrant. And we were able to, you know, do meals and feed people that wasn't like slop. You know, like the first month, like people were like donating whatever, like a pallet of chickens. Like, we can't use these. Like, and we're serving like great food, you know. It's a hard thing to say what, you know, what charity does and what it doesn't. You know, I mean, I think I do it because I know why I do. I think it's important. I always say, like, I don't have a lot of money, but I have a lot of time and I have a great space. You know, to me, it's like, you know, Tom Colicchio, you know, put it really well years ago. It's like, you know, restaurants have become like, you know, like the first line defenders of things, you know, fires or, you know, feeding people. And eating is a really important part of survival. And I think that nourishment and, you know, again, being part of a community is also important. And, you know, I sit on a board of LA's Best. I do a lot of work with CCAP, which is an after-school culinary program. We donate dinners to all sorts of stuff. I mean, I want to say every gala we do, you know, what we usually give a dinner for 10 to help raise, you know, money for whatever the gala might be or the school or whatever that is. I do it because I think it's important. You know, I think that was the way I was raised, the way I was trained. First day I worked at, you know, Pinot Bistro when I graduated from culinary school. I set up for an after party for like a charity event. I did an off-site. I came to the restaurant, I did the charity event. I think I worked like 20 hours my first day. I think age, you know, can be wisdom. Trying to work smarter, not harder. I think that you can't, you know, outspend, outwork yourself into success. Sometimes you have to take a deep breath and like, reassess. I think for the first 3.5 years, I tried to do it all myself. And I think I'm trying to get the people around me to do their jobs better and trying to give them the tools to do that. Yeah, this is Scarlett. She started here a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Nine years ago?
A lot.
9 years ago?
Yeah.
Started here when she was 11. And now she's 21, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
10 years.
10 years. Started off working a couple hours, then a couple days, then a couple weeks, and been sous chef since November. Yeah, it's been an integral part of our success. And what keeps me coming back to work? Scarlett. You know, my first job after culinary school, I worked for a chef named Octavio Becerra. I said to him, I said, how do you do this? Like, how do you do this day in and day out? Like, you know, it's so hard and grueling. And he goes, I surround myself with good people. You know, and I think I surround myself with good people.
It could have easily gone so wrong, me coming here at such a young age and being like opened up to this whole environment. But everyone was so welcoming and wanted to teach me, and that was all I wanted to do. I just wanted to learn to be taught by people that knew so much more than me, and that's just what I want to do for everybody else. It's come full circle, and I love working here, and it's really like my home.
I think every night you're creating memories for people.
Yeah, that's it. You know, it's like playing into like something that's bigger than us. Like it's not every night, but almost every night there's somebody like 7th anniversary, come here every year. You know, they've got this guy, you know, Wesley Hernandez is coming in for his 7th-year anniversary, and like they came in when they got married, and they were like, you know, play cooking with me on the line. I was like, I still remember taking that picture of them. It's like, hey, creating memories, and which is, you know, we talk about legacy. I was talking about this last night. Like, you know, what do you?
And what do you feel like you've learned from Chef Neal over here?
Mainly from the restaurant, everything.
Yeah.
Like I've learned how to butcher fish, I've learned how to make pastas, I've learned how to do like all my techniques have come from here. Yeah. I came here, I was just like a little egg, and now I'm like a little chicken.
Well, I'm the executive sous chef, so I run pretty much like the dinner menu. I overwatch like our private events. What it's like working with Neal? I've been with him 10 years. It's a lot of fun. There's so much to do at this restaurant. Yeah, it's a blast working with Neal. I like making him look cool. That's good.
That's a good partner. That's a good team.
You know, your memories and, you know, your service and, you know, your legacy and your kids, your friends, your, you know, all those kind of hopefully live beyond your peril. I think that's, you know, what I would want. So I don't know, I guess just keep trying. Keep polishing the stone, keep, you know, not being an asshole, trying to mentor people as much as you can, trying to get, you know, your cooks and your waiters and your customers, and to keep kind of growing together and keep getting better, getting more understanding. You know, I think that exceeding people's expectations, but not too much. You know, when you do it too much, it becomes sometimes uncomfortable. Try to, like, you know, meet them where they want to be met. My parents from a very young age, you know, they allowed me to fail. Like I could fall down on my face, you know, skin my knees, get back up. It's gonna be okay. That's maybe my biggest mantra. It's just like, failure is part of success. And taking that risk is also what keeps you having the ability to want to keep trying. Being a professional athlete really taught me. Rode my bike 700 miles a week and was national champion and traveled all over the country and, you know, got my ass kicked and kicked other people's asses. And like the realization, like that's kind of what life is about. It's about kind of always being in that zone of like trying, you know, not giving up.